Hello, welcome to a very special edition of Geek Out with Perry. This is a very special edition because recently I went to TechEd Europe in Berlin, where I got to talk to a lot of Exchange customers and partners about their favorite features of Exchange, as well as gather some of their questions that they wanted Perry to geek out on.
Hi Perry, my name is Joachim Dissing. I come from Denmark. I'm wondering, will there be support for offline archiving clients?
So we're going to go to Perry's office and get his answers that you've been dying to hear about. So let's go to Perry's office. So Perry, do we have any plans to support offline archives?
Well, the intention of the design is that we already support having your data in sort of an archive sense, offline access to it. We've built the system so that all the discovery and retention features apply both to the archive node and the archive, and that you can have very large primary mailboxes, tens of gigabytes and that sort of thing. But one of the key features of the archive node is that you can put data there that you no longer want cluttering up your hard drive, right? So as an end user, you can, or as a company, you can make decisions about the set of data that you want to keep available offline and downloaded to all the different clients that are going to download them, whether it's a laptop or a desktop or a netbook, that sort of thing. But the set of data that you really don't want cluttering up those hard drives, you really don't want risking being lost when somebody loses one of these machines. You can keep that strictly on the server. So that's kind of the design point. Recognize all that data is discoverable, all that data has the same sort of policies being applied to it, whether it's in the archive node or on the primary set of folders. So with respect to the competition, we think we've got a superset in terms of being able to have as much data as you want offline, and then also have the ability to have some of your data offline, online only.
So Perry, when I was at TechEd this year, TechEd Europe, I got to talk to a lot of customers about features that they were really excited about in Exchange. So check out these videos.
My name is Vladimir Milowski. I'm an Exchange server MVP. So my favorite Exchange feature is database availability groups. The feature that I can have multiple copies of my database replicated in the site and across the site. I have them online all the time.
My name is Henrik Eilesen. I work for a shipping company called Norden. And I'm the Exchange/Microsoft admin at that company. And what I look forward to about the Exchange upgrading to Exchange 2010 is the whole resiliency thing with the database availability groups.
My name is Jorge Gonçalves. I came from Portugal. I work for an IT company which is about 500 persons. So we're having a project for upgrading Exchange to version 2010. And what we're looking to when upgrading to Exchange 2010 is to have better reliability and also high availability. That's our main points of changing to Exchange 2010.
So Perry, as you can see, a lot of our customers really love high availability and database availability groups in Exchange. So why was this such a huge focus area for the last version of Exchange?
If you look back, when we started planning 2007, it was a very important investment. But I think a lot of what you see is the outcome of 2 releases, paying attention to the feedback we get through our development process and early deployments and then sticking with a bet for multiple releases and really getting something that really is very finely tuned and perfect, really meets the needs of customers. So I think that's one of the things to recognize is that it's something that is grown with our customers and continuously taking feedback for our customers as we went along. Now, back 7 years ago when we were beginning this bet, I think there was a lot of recognition that service like email was becoming the mission-critical communication system. The companies under stress in particular, it's really important to keep that plant up and running, and access to data and the quantities that were becoming available starts getting really tricky using some of the older models. And things like 9/11 helped to underline that issue for a lot of customers. There's some really fantastic stories of MCS people working night and day for weeks to recover data that were in the buildings that were destroyed, and a lot of really important learning about how important that is to our customers and not wanting anybody else to have to go through something like that.
So Perry, I kind of have a funny video for you.
Hey Perry, this is Marcelo Farjala, PM with Link APIs, and I was wondering, when are we getting 84-bit MAPI? Anytime soon?
So as you can tell, that question was a bit of a joke, but how fundamental was the shift from 32-bit to 64-bit for Exchange?
Well, from an engineering perspective, looking back, I mean, I think the interesting question for us at the time was whether or not to go 64 bits only. The opportunities seemed really huge at the time of being able to get focused, make some really core architectural shifts in our schema and ways of taking advantage of large amounts of memory, and make really quite dramatic changes in our I/O profile. The opportunity was interesting. You know, the question was kind of jokingly, when you see 84 bits? Well, one of the tests of when you'll see something in the next shift is the next time we see this rare confluence of having a hardware ecosystem and having a robust operating system that had enough time to get very stable and really tune the kernel data structures so that they scaled very well, enabling you to not just in theory but in actuality scale up a lot of data structures and the amount of memory that you could apply to problems to really dramatically reduce the I/O footprint.
So Perry, I have another video for you, and it will be from somebody who is a familiar face.
Hey Perry, how does senior management in Exchange make decisions? I heard they refer to themselves as the Fuzzy Four. Do you have any comments to that?
A lot of people are curious about how Exchange management makes decisions. So despite the Fuzzy Four comment, how does Exchange management make decisions?
Okay, from a technical perspective, one of our goals is Exchange management not make decisions, right? We work very hard to make sure that, you know, the technical expertise that's deep in the team, that's really close to the problems, are making the key decisions. So this is an organization that's designed around creating as much initiative within the team that people at all levels can think about problems in a deep way, make key decisions, communicate those issues across teams, and not keep moving conflict and decisions up the tree to the management chain. So management in Exchange makes very few decisions. I think that's probably the most important thing. I think this is kind of an interesting topic, so it might be something that might be worth going into a little bit more in a future session.
Thank you all for asking such great questions and attending TechEd and really being a part of this process. We hope to get another video out soon, and if you keep on asking questions, we'll address them and have another special edition Geek Out with Perry. So I hope you have a really wonderful New Year and happy holidays.